Okay. Hello, gamers. One moment. We'll just get this started. Alright. How you going, guys? Hello, hello. Hey, Ollie. How you going, mate? Late? I'm on time! I'm on time! I promise! What the fuck? I'm here! Um... Actually here for the beginning of the stream. Yeah, welcome. Okay. You're late. Come on. How strict are we? By like 38 seconds. Oh man, you're late by that 38 seconds. I'm here, okay? Look. We're here. 1 minute late. Quiet you. Hello, hello. Hey, Distant Nerves. Alright, so, just breaking your balls. Yeah, I know. Alright, so, we've got this, riptide that we've been working on. Last time we did all the panel lining on him. Very happy with how that turned out. So, now we're just gonna go through and do all of the metallic parts. So, gonna be doing a lot of stuff with a mixture of Runelord brass, lead belcher, and Hashut copper. It's proper etiquette to show up 12 hours early. Mate, I scheduled the stream 10 hours before it started. Yeah, it's literally impossible. But anyway, yeah, Runelord brass, lead belcher and Hashut copper for all of our metallic bits. We're probably going to redo the gun barrel to be a mixture of those. And then it's going to be a matter of doing some battle damage on it. And then we'll get onto the base. I don't think we'll get to the base today, but hopefully we should be able to make some good progress today. Red Man. Yes, it is Red Man today, well. Although I feel like Red Man has been a theme on this channel for a while now. Just, it seems like most of the men that I paint at the moment are Red Man. Was not a conscious decision to lean towards all Red Man. But it's just what happened. What's left to do on him? We're going to be doing all of the metallics. So, we'll have bits like these sections will all need to be done in metallics. And then it will be doing the battle damage to him. So we'll draw some tiny little scratches and chips on him. My mic's pretty quiet, is it? It looks like it's coming through pretty normally on the OBS side. It might have been because I was facing away very briefly, but anyway. Yeah, so then we'll do some chips and some little scratches on him, and then it's just going to be the base. So not a whole lot left to do. Over here you're working on that red laser glow cast into the Ogryn's face this evening. Oh, nice. Yeah, that OSL that you do is insane. Very cool to see. All right. So let's just get right into it. How do I get the red paint out of my water cup? It's impossible. I don't really struggle too much with it. I have, essentially, because I just run 2 cups of water, I have one where I get rid of the worst of the shit, and then I just, and then the second cup, so I just, I'll empty, I'll clean my brush most of the, like, 90% in the first cup, and then do the rest in the second cup. That way, the brush is usually clean enough to use again. But, I don't use these cups for regular stuff, so it doesn't matter to me if they end up a little grotty. Okay, so, let's get this back in focus. There we are. I want to do this like how I did the gun for my broadside suit, where the hand is going to stay in red, but then the gun we're going to push to our metallic colors. So yeah, mixture of lead belcher, runelord brass, and Hashut copper. Now, I believe the way that I had done this previously was like the Hashut copper and essentially the runelord brass in the middle is hard to distinguish from the others. I think it's essentially I'm going to go mostly lead belcher and runelord brass, and then the Hashut copper will just be for the little bits that I want to highlight and have them pop out. So I'll do the lead belcher surfaces first, and then we'll come back through for the runelord brass. Really need to start on your town Kroot someday. You grabbed a whole pile of Kroot when they came out and followed with a nice Tau force. Just need to get to them. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever get around to doing Kroot. Kroot are so cool. Love them. Because my introduction to to Warhammer was Dawn of War 1 way back in the day. And so it was like the Kroot were very cool in that, because they had, like, you could hear like they had the voiceover for them as well, so like, Kroot is ready, and it was very cool to young me. But I've just got so many battle suits and Imperial Knights to paint that it'll take me so long to get to them. Really dig some of the new Kroot models. Oh yeah, no, the Kroot are like, they're just so cool. Just love them. Packs of Kroot hounds are amazing on tabletop, killing lone operative units. Yeah, I feel like that could be a really fun army composition. Would just be mostly battle suits, then just with some Kroot divers would be so cool. Just like a shitload of Kroot hounds just to run around and clean up stragglers. You sure you have enough stuff waiting for a brush to hold you over for a year? Only a year? I reckon we could drag this out a lot longer than a year. Remember, there's a lot more than just the Christmas battle forces that we've got on standby. Like, there's a Helldrake, there's a Forge Fiend, there's all of Scaventide, there's most of Leviathan, there's a Thousand Suns combat patrol, there's a Necron's combat patrol. Mate, I am in too deep. Didn't even know about the combat patrols. Yeah, it's bad, Gavin. It's bad. Now remember, when I say Thousand Suns combat patrol, what that means is 300 Zangors. You don't actually get any Thousand Suns with the Thousand Suns combat patrol. What an Eldari from 3 different businesses, all were delayed. Yeah, that's fucked up. I haven't seen my Eldar either. I'm actually productive, so you have faith that I can put a minimum, well, bare minimum, put a big dent in the pile over the course of the year? Yeah, maybe. But I mean, you know how long it took me to paint one Knight Questoris. It was 4 months for one Questoris. I have another Questoris, and 2 Knights that are bigger than... 3 Knights that are bigger than a Questoris. Like... this could take a very long time. But if we're optimistic about it, maybe I'll get faster at painting. Wouldn't that be good? And like, this was entirely your fault. You didn't double check the shipping information, so now you're talking to the business trying to get everything figured out. Oh, did you put the wrong address in or something? Rip. Every so often the apartment number doesn't say for some reason, so they just have the building, not the number. Okay, I see. And so in that situation, do they get to the building, look at it for a second and go, no, fuck this, and then they just take it back to the distribution center? Confused given the order was marked as completed and obviously you didn't have the many. Oh, okay, so they didn't take it back to the distribution center? They just hand it in at the front counter and just forget about it? Got a bunch of Battletech stuff you ordered as a pre-order, no idea when that might come in, haven't got any communication whatsoever. Yeah, thankfully the only things that I'm waiting for on pre-order, well actually the only thing is the Lycus, the new Lycus model. But yeah, I don't know when that'll be happening. And then when the Eldar Combat Patrol becomes available, I'm going to be going for one of those. Because didn't you say it was like Wraithguard and Warp Spiders in there? It's like that is a juicy combat patrol. Spirits here, Wraithguard, Dire Avengers, and Spiders. Yeah, that is a juiced up combat patrol. Definitely want to get my hands on that. Pairs pretty well with the old one. What's the old combat patrol? Is it just like a shitload of Guardians or something? Not Soul anymore, but it was Guardian, 6 Riders, Farseer, and a Wraith Lord. Ah, okay. By the way, this might upset Eldar fans here, but what is the practical difference? Or not just practical difference, like the difference in general between like standard Guardians and Dire Avengers? Because equipment-wise, they seem quite similar, or I'm not sure if I'd say equipment-wise or aesthetically. But yeah, what is the actual difference between them? Because I know that Dire Avengers are more specialized than Guardians, but what is the actual difference between them? Dire Avengers are cool. But I don't know why Dire Avengers are Guardians that are just better. Okay, so they're pretty, okay, it's just better Guardians. Okay. They didn't choose a specific aspect. Oh, okay. I thought that the Dire Avengers were still an aspect shrine, no? Because they have the guy with the flag on his back. Dire Avengers would sort of be like the difference between regular army, infantry, and special forces. Okay, okay. So same sort of equipment, but they're just better. Worded that wrong. They're the all-round aspect. Okay, okay. Rangers haven't chosen an aspect. Not better per se, more specialized and adept at small unit tactics. Right, okay, yeah. I realized as I said that's probably not the right way of saying it, because you don't just throw special forces at the same shit that you would throw regular infantry at. Excited if everyone's new rules seem fun. What is different about him now compared to the previous rule set? Has a once-a-game ability that makes his shooting absolutely terrifying. Ah, I see, okay. I assumed it'd be like some kind of glorious challenge or something, because he visually, like his model makes him look like a very much a I'm going to get up in your face and just fuck you up kind of guy. But I guess the Eldar aren't really coded that way. They're not really a fight me in a fair combat kind of army. Because dying for Eldar, like dying as an Eldar sucks way more than dying for anybody else. There's a lot of water in this current rush full of paint here, making it a bit awkward. So I'm just gonna apply what I can, and then let it dry, and then come back and clean it up. There's a lot of surface tension here. It's not sitting physically up off the model at all though, so shouldn't have to worry about it adding any texture. Tabletop wise, Fuegan revives once, Baharoth always crits, Lucas buffs shooting against something she's shot, and someone's guns go burr. I see. So that's for all the new ones. What about the ones who already existed? Like there are, surely the, because there are still models for the other Phoenix Lords, right? For like, what's his name? The one who hasn't died yet. The Dark Reapers one. And then there's also, the Howling Banshees one as well. What do they sort of lean towards? Police are useless these days. Called and ended up binging around for 2 hours. He assaulted me. Hell, they even called you back and said let it go. What the hell? It was his lucky day, I'll say that much. Yeah, Jesus. You doing okay, Troy? Morgan Ra shoots. Oh, Morgan Ra makes what he shot at take battle shock. Jane Zar rerolls wounds against characters. Okay, so Jane Zar is more of an assassin, and Morgan Ra is just I'm assuming that Battle Shock is an anti-large unit thing. So like if you've got not as in like large model, but as in like if you've got a large squad of guardsmen, I assume Battle Shock would be good against them. Because I assume Battle Shock is meant to be like morale damage. Battle Shock makes it so you can't use abilities or hold objectives. Oh, okay, so it would be useful for both things like large groups of infantry who you're just using to hold objectives, or it would also be good for trying to fuck with a powerful unit like a sorcerer or something like that. It's okay, but most times never have to worry about failing the roll except guard. Yeah, that's why I was using guard as an example, because guard were the only ones I could think of like their morale shattering. You roll 2d6 enough to meet the unit's leadership score? Right. And I imagine that the guard leadership score is quite low. accidentally just filled in one of the panel lines there. See if I can clean that out. Doesn't need to be perfect, but just want to get rid of as much as possible. Yeah, that's better. Battle shock is one of those things that doesn't matter until it very much so matters. It's just like, it's shit until it completely catches you off guard, and then it's like, fuck, I can't do anything. Jack, if your retirement plan comes through tomorrow, tomorrow night, will I be your guide for a visit to Australia? No, I can. I was gonna say I could recommend a few places, but I don't know if I can recommend many places in Australia. Like, maybe it's just because I'm from Australia. I don't really give a shit about Australian touristy shit. Like, Australia's fine. I know that Tasmania is meant to have some cool stuff in it. Adelaide is really good for alcohol. I don't really think there's much to do in like Brisbane or Melbourne or Perth or even like Sydney. I don't even know what you do in Sydney. And Darwin's a shithole. Sorry to any Darwinians in chat. I highly doubt there are any Darwinians in chat though. Like 20 people live there. It's like living in Washington. It's extremely beautiful, but to a local, you're like, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I just feel like there's not a lot to do in Australia. Like, it's cool. What you're saying is basically it's like the opera house and you can go home. Well, yeah, I feel like that's all. Like, what else is there in Sydney? There's like the opera house and the Harbour Bridge, and I feel like that's it. Like, it's just like there might be some zoos around there, but like there are zoos everywhere in the world. Already told me if you're ever in Brisbane, you're DMing me a photo of rapidly approaching your location there. That'd be fucked up. Because I feel like I have probably, over the course of this channel, I have probably accidentally drip-fed enough information for you to identify where I live, which is fucked. You'd have to troll through many hours of mindless conversation. But I feel like if there was like a crazy fucking stalker, like 4chan stalker, they could probably figure out who I am. "20 centimeters of snow. Temps are going to drop really hard this weekend, but it's warm there." Yeah. Past couple of weeks, it's been like 20. No, it's been like low 20s to low 30 degrees. Pretty consistently. It's pretty warm, yeah. It's not too bad. It was really hot earlier this month, like earlier this year, really. But it's starting to cool down now that we're getting to the end of summer. Gonna say, you think you're gonna spend that long figuring out where you live, and you'll probably just hear my voice and be like, "It's shells." Yeah, I mean, that'd be really cool. I feel like that's like milestones of like YouTuber milestones getting recognized. But then it's at the same time, it's like I feel like that'd get really annoying constantly getting recognized after a certain point. He knows there's a hot ass chick whose channel you follow and be cool to try. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see that. I do not condone this behavior, and for legal reasons, I am not involved in this. Lord, your generation thinks everyone is a weirdo. I mean, you just said that you wouldn't mind tracking someone down. You didn't say stalker. You just said tracker down. Jeez. It's an expression. I know. I don't think you'd actually track her down. But I was just covering all bases. In the event that such a thing did happen, I am uninvolved. By the way, her hair blew at 2:34 p.m. on Tuesday, and given the placement of the sun, you can say that she lives in southern Melbourne. You need to get Rainbolt on the case. He'd figure it out instantly. You email him and he's gonna be like, "Ah, I've seen those hands. Charles Vine lives in the northeastern part of Brisbane." I will neither confirm nor deny. Or it'll be like you'll be talking to someone and you'll see the hands and you'll be like, "I recognize that mole on the middle finger." If anyone recognizes me by my hands, that's both weird and hilarious. That would be fucked up. I just give someone their receipt at work, and then they stop and they're like, "Hang on, shells of iron?" That's why you don't show your tattoos off. They're very distinctive. Right, right. Yeah, I feel like tattoos are definitely like a solid identifier. You imagine being an American accent, or being in a shop and hearing an American accent saying, "Hey, Jack, Jack," that'd be fucked up. I think I would actually shit. Like, that's game over at that point. I'm done. I'm dead. I've been cornered. It just means that Metallic have awful coverage. It's probably just because it's been sitting on the wet palette for a little while, and so it started to split a little bit. Yeah, it's normally pretty good, but it's just getting towards the watery stuff that's left over on the wet palette right now, which is why the coverage is starting to wane. Checking out the warhammer story, you just hear, "So, Shelly." Yeah, that'd be fucked. It'd be fucked, especially because the Brisbane Warhammer store is tiny. So I would be cornered. I would be at the shelf, and you would pretty much just be standing in the doorway, blocking my exit. Like, you can probably street view the Brisbane Warhammer store and see. It's like... it's like... it's probably like... maybe... like, in terms of floor space, 3 meters by 4 meters. You want Shell's address? It's 32 Wallaby Way, Sydney. Thank you later. Yo, you can't just sell me out like that. Definitely have ones that you've not shaken enough, and half the drop is fine, and half is medium with a tiny bit of pigment. Right. Yeah, no, I think I've shaken this well enough. It's just that, yeah, I'm just getting towards the end of what I'd meted out on the, on the wet palette. Making this sound so creepy when all we'd want to do is just hang out. Yeah, oh, yeah, I know. But it's just like, it would just be so weird because I know you guys would be coming from overseas. And it's just like, I'd just be chilling and then just jump scared out of nowhere by someone who'd come from the other side of the planet. Just handed a super hot bowl of chicken soup your wife figured out dinner for you. Nice. Gotta get some more paint on the palette now. If you have one of those, she might do the same for you. Yeah, Gavin, that's why you gotta work on tracking down. You gotta work on tracking down that, that Australian girl. It hit US, so that's what you look like. I mean, it's not exactly hidden. Before I was doing Warhammer, I did do streams of, like, with Facecam, where I was just playing games. So it's not like I've exactly hidden my face. It's on the channel. But yeah, honestly, like, I don't know how to describe myself other than I am just, like, standard young white guy. Like, I'm just a guy. Oop, accidentally got a bit of paint on my fingers. Actually, because she takes it in the ass, so she cooked for you as well. Total keeper. I mean, nice. I'm happy for you. That seems like an awesome prospect, Gavin. Work hard. I still might be bigger than yours. I don't know. The Brisbane Warhammer store is tiny. Like, the local game store is bigger than it. A lot bigger. Hi, how's it going? Hey, Buka fellas, how you going, mate? You looking at it? Oh, okay. This is the one, this is the one, on... I don't know the name of the street. It's near Queen Street. Look roughly the same size? Right, okay. Across from customs? I'm not sure what's on the other side of the road. But it's basically Australian. Nice. You have a tower. You're just painting this. So I have not played the tabletop yet, but essentially the two armies that I am working on building are Tau and Imperial Knights. So I've got a large number of battle suits that I got because I bought 2 copies of the Tau Christmas Battle Force. I have a shitload of battle suits, and then yeah, the other army that I'm doing is Imperial Knights, and I'm probably going to have a functional 2,000 points Knights list before my Tau are ready to go. But yeah, they're probably my 2 favorite armies. Going for the heavy hitters? Yeah, I love them. I love the big minis. They're so cool. But yeah, I have an enormous backlog of just assorted minis from from a large number of different armies, and I have a bad habit of just buying lots and then not painting much. It's like, I go to the Warhammer store, I don't care what else is around there, don't even pay attention. True and real. I am a man on a mission. I have a destination, and I do not stray from my goal. Nearest Warhammer store to you is so tiny, it's honestly like a closet with windows, hard to get through with mobility issues. Yeah, I feel that's similar to what the Brisbane one is like, I would say. It's essentially just like, you open the front door, and there are 3 tables with things on them, I would say, and the desk. And it's just like, from the front door, it's probably about 12 to 15 feet to the back wall. And then it's like maybe 20 feet wide, to put it into American terms. You don't live in Sheldon, do you? Is Sheldon a place in Brisbane? $35-year plus 40k fan, you have 2,500 minis in the waiting for your retirement. I see. Get 99% of your stuff from eBay, just got some bits from Australia recently. Nice. So what armies have you built? Or are building? 'It even has a college? Yeah, okay, I have never heard of the place Sheldon. Oh, whoops, accidentally got some silver on the black divide there. Let's see if we can clean that up. Shovel it off. There we are, that's better. About to finish your Tyrolean Dog Soldiers Army, all conversion 75 strong, you have 5 left. Ooh. And these names are weird. Nunda, Chermside, and Aspley. You don't like the Australian place names? I feel like Chermside and Aspley are surely pretty fine. Nunda is like that's more of like an Australian place name. Well, that was a Space Beastman army, 1,000 points. Took the Age of Sigmar Beastman box and just converted them to 40k with weapons and such. Oh, I see. Nice. Before that was Dark Wolves, Chaos Space Wolves. As you can see, you love doing Virgin work. Otherwise, you have 5,000 points of Dark Angels with 3,000 points of them painted. Right. Okay. Yeah. Very cool. I at the moment don't think I have the patience to do a lot of conversions. But that does seem like something that I would be a lot of fun to do in the future. When I am less terrible at modeling stuff. Use a lot of bits left over and make new figures. Don't use green stuff. Just 99% GW bits. Right, okay. Yeah, I'm traumatized by green stuff. Alright, Shelly, I have the layout of my city. Watch yourself when you eventually decide to travel. That's fucked up. Good thing I don't live in the city center. By and large, your favorite conversion to do is take Bloodletter legs and affix them to a Space Marine torso or Terminator torso or any appropriate torso. Usually got to add a loincloth. Add some other bits, and there's a badass Chaos Space Marine in transition or a new species of whatever. Right, yeah, that does sound quite cool. That's where the Gold Coast is. Yeah, Gold Coast is overrated as hell. Like, the beaches there suck. Like, if you want good beaches, go to the Sunshine Coast instead of the Gold Coast. Like, the Gold Coast beaches are pretty artificial. Mullumbimby, or I have to just look at names. Yeah, yeah, there are some good names. Like, indigenous place names are awesome. Just hear people make fun of the Gold Coast. Yeah, I mean, the Gold Coast is just kind of, it's a tourist hotspot, and that's all it is, really. It's like where all of the high school kids go when they finish high school to get drunk and, like, do drugs and stuff. Like, that's pretty much all it is. I think that's everything for our lead belcher. So we're doing Runelord Brass next. Okay, so just put that there. Now you're just looking at things I've referenced in the past. What do you mean things I've referenced? What have I referenced in Brisbane? I can't think of things that I would have referenced in Brisbane. You go out to the bar in a few hours and see if there are any chicks lonely on Valentine's Day? Oh, the valley? Yeah, Fortitude Valley's... It's... yeah. It's pretty... yeah. But yeah, I guess if I were to like say that the coolest part about Brisbane, or the most defining thing about Brisbane, is just the big ass river that we're built around. Because it's just like, I've been to so many other cities where they're like, yeah, we got this huge river. Like, Melbourne has a thing. They have a river that they're like, they call it the Mighty Yarra River. And it's like maybe 20 meters wide at its widest point. And for most of it, it's tiny. It's basically a creek. But then it's like in Brisbane, we've got the Brisbane River, which runs the whole length of Brisbane. And it's just huge the whole way through. And we've got bull sharks in it because it's fucking awesome. And the water is so dirty and brown from all of the, like all the ships that go through it. So even if there was a shark right next to you, you couldn't fucking see it. Brisbane River goes hard. And yeah, I'd say that's the cool thing, or like the aesthetic thing about Brisbane is we have a lot of bridges. Saying they're easily impressed in Melbourne. I'm not gonna say that Melbourne is overrated, but Melbourne is overrated. I'm allowed to say this. I've got friends in Melbourne. It's a friendly rivalry. Melbourne thinks it's hot shit. They think they're the best. They're the best city in Australia. They're pretty mid. Like Brisbane is just chill. Aside from the fact that we flood we go half underwater every 10 years and the weather is fucking atrocious. Down south, there's Vancouver built around the Columbia River. At certain points, it's absolutely massive. Right, okay, yeah. But does it have bull sharks in it? Because if you go to the... This is my favorite bit of trivia. Well, not really, not my favorite, but this is one of my favorite bits of trivia, is if you go to the Wikipedia page for bull sharks, and like on the right-hand side where it lists their known habitats, the Brisbane River makes the short list for main habitats of the bull shark, which I think is really funny. There's sturgeon, which is sometimes bigger than sharks. Ooh, I see. There are bull sharks in that river. Something has gone seriously wrong, right? And on rare occasions, orcas. Oh, man. Okay. I've just... The Northern Hemisphere is just so cool for, like, weather and, like, animals and shit. Like, in Australia, we've got, like, all the animals are just, like, tiny, like, they're just, like, small creatures that will just fuck you up. We don't have any megafauna. Just watching a thing on the news about a kayaker who got swallowed whole by a whale and then spit out. Is this some biblical shit? That he felt slimy stuff on his face and was sucked into a whirlpool as he was spit out. That's crazy. The other day? Where did this happen? didn't catch the part of where. I'll have to look it up afterwards. I'm interested. This sounds quite funny. This state's pretty cool. In one state, you've got a rainforest, a desert, orcas, whales, and the worst city on the planet. What is the worst city on the planet? I need to know. This particular one happened in Chile. I see, I see. Seattle. But if you ask any locals, it's the Californians who can't drive in the snow. Right. Sure, it's scary as hell as it's happening, but once the whale realizes you're not the food it's looking for, it just spits you out. Yeah, the whale probably is just like in the middle of filter feeding, and he's coming up to the surface to get some air, and just accidentally eats you. He's just like, what the fuck was that? Hello? Uh-oh. Hello? Okay, I think we're back. OBS just decided to disconnect very briefly. I don't know why it does this. Never found whales all that pleasant smelling. Then again, you're sure you smelled odd back. Yeah, well, I don't think there are many sea creatures which I would describe as pleasant smelling. I think it's just kind of part of the job description. Too many people watching my stream, crashing the servers. Yeah, we're popping off. 12 viewers? This is too many, guys. Come on. Temper your expectations a little bit. YouTube can't handle this kind of traffic. Sun up there. If you're talking to me, it is 11:20 a.m. So yes, the sun is quite up. Might be geomagnetic interference. Sun's been slightly active past few days. Right. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. It could be. I don't know. I'll just blame it on the Australian internet. I'll check out the whale video. I'll check it out after the stream. It does sound very interesting. There's a guy wearing a GoPro or something. Gonna need to come back through and clean out the well, maybe not clean this out, but touch this up in the little gap there, but in the recess. Actually, got onto it early. Won't need to touch it up because I've just cleaned it out. That's good enough for me. There you go, you blame your internet provider most of the time anyway. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm not unjustified in blaming the Australian internet for being bad. This is an established part of the channel lore, is me going on long political tangents because the Australian internet is really bad for purely political reasons. It could be better, but it just isn't. Whenever I go on these long tangents, the young'uns get quite upset. I say the young'uns as though I'm not also a young'un. Boils down to Rupert Murdoch bad. It does boil down to Rupert Murdoch bad. Be interested in hearing about that. I'm pretty sure, Gavin, you've probably already heard about it a lot. Like, the long and short of it is that Rupert Murdoch, owner of News Corp, Foxtel, all that sort of thing, he obstructed government plans to do fiber optic cable into people's houses to increase internet speeds because he felt like that would threaten Foxtel's position, because Foxtel also had a whole thing of fiber optic cables to people's houses. That's the shortened version of it all. And because Rupert Murdoch is very in bed with the Conservative Party in Australia, he was able to blockade it. Because he controls like all the media in Australia and then also is in bed with the Conservative Party. Bingus. Hello, Sanju. Oh, he's in bed with it here too, sadly. Oh yeah, I know. We got rid of him. He's your problem now. He's not even. I'm pretty sure he's renounced his Australian citizenship. He's just American now. Not our problem. I wish you could ship him back to you, back to us for years. Look, we don't want him. You can keep him. Once again, this is why you're basically an anarchist. I reckon it's fine to have government. I think government is good. I just think that there are a lot of issues that tend to arise. Can't have anyone owning the government if there is no government. True. Tracks you up how much faith people put in politicians when politicians have shown by large across multiple societies and time periods that they're complete jackoffs. Well, I think it's just a matter of like, it's not necessarily people putting faith in politicians. It's, well, actually, I guess a lot of people do put faith in politicians, which is stupid. Like, politicians should not be expected to do what you want them to do without you telling them. Like, they're not just gonna go and do things in your interest unless you hold them accountable to it. Like, I think that's like the main reason, like that's the main thing is you need to, like, if you want things to happen in politics, it's not just gonna be a matter of vote for the party you like and hope for the best. Like, once you vote for that party, you need to like email them and like email your local member and like constantly tell them, hey, why aren't you doing this? Or hey, this is an issue, we need to solve this. And like, or even if your member doesn't get in and the other side gets in, you just need to pester them, just be a nuisance. Like, that's the best way to get politicians to do things, is you just need to be a nuisance. And the unfortunate thing is that most of the time, people who are being a nuisance are the people who are pushing things that usually are not the most agreeable. Like, well, and the reason certain things will seem to happen is because a lot of the time it's like at your local town hall or whatever it is, it's always the same people who are going there and saying, hey, we need to do this. It's like, why is this roundabout being renovated for the 10th time in the past 2 years? Is because the same 3 old ladies who don't like the shape of the roundabout have been going in there weekly telling them to change it. even worked with members of Congress to make laws in your state before you have to bug them until you're blue in the face. Yeah, like if you do not annoy them, they're not going to do it. Like do anything. And like even if the member that is in your local area isn't of the political alignment that you want them to be of, like say you are a conservative and there's a progressive in your area, if you constantly email them about certain policies, even if you don't even if they're not going to enact those policies, you're letting them know that that is important, like that policy is important to you as a member of their area. Still bug them, because even if it doesn't cause them to change something immediately, it might influence them to change their angle a little bit. But then at the end of the day, the big issue is you need to have time to do this shit. It's like, it is a time investment, and a lot of people just don't have that time. But you admit you have nothing but time on your hands. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing is, some people will have more time for that than others. Like if you're stuck working 9 to 5 just trying to make ends meet, it's a lot harder for you to be active in politics than people who've managed to retire or have other or just don't work as often. Build the biggest Black Templar army in the world, and then you'll see how big are you shooting for, Agent Smith. Then you all will see. 200,000 points. Need a warehouse to play a game with it. Or if you own a business and you'd rather be focused on your business. Oh, okay, I mean, the thing is, like, owning a business is even more of a time investment than just working a 9 to 5, because oftentimes you're working a 9 to 5 and then you're working even in the hours when you're not at the shop or whatever your business is. Like, you're working even when you're not working. Might bankrupt you, but that's a risk you're willing to take. All in the name of the army. You will have those Black Templars. Emily had been more engaged years ago. When you had your restaurant, things might have turned out differently. This time I would have said you were buying the government. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. Started on the Leviathan Terminator captains recently, doing a commission friend who owns a tattoo and piercing shop, trading painted plastic for ink to cover scars you have. He wants a Black Templar army. I feel like someone else has also mentioned recently. They're painting minis for someone, trading trading plastic for ink. Seems like it's a relatively, well, it's not an uncommon thing. It's a cool arrangement though. Coming along nicely, I think. Is this the same scheme that I have for the gun of my broadside suit? How you going, Mac? Okay, my Runelord Brass is starting to thin out now as well. Getting towards the remnants of what's stuck on the wet palette, so I'm probably going to need to get a little bit more of this set up. It's going quite transparent. I'm also seeing lots of bits of the lead belcher where the red is showing through, so I'll need to come back through and hit that again. Rocket League's over. You broken your controller? The Vallejo metal color, my beloved. Yeah. Unfortunately, I've chosen these particular Citadel colors for my PAL, and so I want to keep it consistent. For a day for matches, your mate spent 5 games staring at a stream in Discord of another friend. That's fucked up. Just abandoned you. The rule of stay 1/3 of the field away from your bungus has not reached his mind. Yeah, I have never played Rocket League, so I'm not going to act like, oh, that idiot. But my condolences. Also, Rocket League matchmaking is great. When you're about to reach champ, there's a mid-champ player every couple of matches, lose literally 10 matches and gets far away from champ, and every other player is champ to grand champ. Look, I mean, that's how matchmaking works. It's not designed to be... Matchmaking is not designed to be fair. Matchmaking is designed to... it's designed to have... or it's designed to maximize player retention. So it's like... They will, essentially... Like, it's designed so that it will give you a win streak, and then it will deliberately break your win streak and force you to lose, and just enough to make you really want to try to play more to get back to where you were. Like, that's how matchmaking systems generally work. Because if you have a perfect 50-50 win rate, then player retention goes down a lot. I'm pretty sure EA did a study on player retention a while ago, and that's like what they discovered, was that the best way to maximize player retention is through unfair matchmaking. Love a win streak your mate hasn't locked in days, right? Greatest achievement in competitive games beside on a competitive Valorant team is a 12-win streak solo queuing Overwatch. Right. Yeah, I have not really... I've never really been that big on, like, competitive play. Like, I have been a slave to League of Legends for almost, like, for probably about 14 years now, but I've never really been a ranked player. Like, I will play enough to get to gold so that I can get the free skin, and then I am done. That's me done for the season. I don't know. Like, competitive games have never really done it for me. Like, my mates are so unbelievably ranked captured. They are slaves to League ranked, but it just doesn't do it for me. I'd rather just fuck around. You have a friend who played League for years and installed Blitz to get the build guides and watch vids on how to play. The highest was barely gold and the others were silver. I am a Blitz hater. I hate Blitz and Porofessor. I feel like... So I'm not a competitive player, but at the same time, I feel like there's a bare minimum amount of effort you should put into League. I don't know. Or it's more... Okay, maybe that's not the way to put it, but I feel like Blitz and Porofessor actively make you a worse player. Because they make, like, they force you to, or they do parts of, they play the game for you. Like, they prevent you from learning. They spent hundreds on skins and never broke plat. But I mean, I have spent money on skins, and I don't think I've ever gotten to plat. But I've also never played competitively. Like, I've never played more than, like, my 10 placements Okay, I've definitely played more than my 10 placements because I remember playing League on the channel a while back, just seeing if I could like do stuff purely just one-tricking Warwick top. But in general, it's like ranked has never been like a pursuit for me. I've never been like, I need to get to plat, I need to get to diamond. So you're going crazy, but did you not post your Screamer Killer in the community Discord? I don't think I've seen the Screamer Killer. Because I remember when you were in Spain, you were talking about how you were sad because you didn't take any work in progress shots of it. Your favorite monster from Monster Hunter? I am a huge fan of the Toby Kadachi from Monster Hunter World. Very cool monster, but I also like Beetlejuice, Basil Goose. Very cool. Those are probably my favorites. Although, Monster Hunter Rise's Funny Monkey is also quite cool. Gonna have to be specific on the monkey. Oh, right. Okay, yeah, there are two monkeys. Sorry, the funny monkey, the laser monkey. Because there's the laser monkey and then there's the fruit monkey. I like the laser monkey. He just fucking kills everything instantly. I don't think I've screamed as much as when I first encountered that monkey. And I was trying to line up my sniper shot with the heavy bowgun. And then, yeah, Rajang, yeah. And then he just did the laser move, and I was like, what the fuck? Rajang is a nightmare for heavy bowgun. He's just so fast. Feel like Rise didn't introduce a monkey. Oh, is Rajang not from Rise? Or was he not introduced in Rise? I'll need to clarify this. The only Monster Hunter games that I've played are World and Rise. So if Rajang was in an earlier game, I did not encounter that. Because I grew up with, I did not have any Nintendo devices when I was growing up. Rajang was introduced in Monster Hunter 2. I see, okay. Yeah, so he wasn't in Monster Hunter World, so I first encountered him in Rise. But I do really like the Tobikarachi. It's a very cool monster. It was on Reddit. You'll send pics of your Screamer Killer in Discord shortly. Also love the new Screamer Killer model. I love seeing how people paint them up. So, Twisted Nerves. Sunju does not like the new Screamer Killer model because he is balding. He does not like the receding hairline Screamer Killer, so he replaced the head. He was in Iceborne? Right, okay. I did not end up playing Iceborne because I played World on release and pretty much like I no-lifed it for quite a long time. And so then like I'd stopped playing World by the time Rise had come, or by the time Iceborne had come out. Iceborne is the best part, but you're a massive simp for G-rank monsters. Yeah, at the same time, I've heard that the like the grapple hook or whatever it is, that you get in Iceborne just completely breaks the game. I did really enjoy playing Monster Hunter Rise though. Like, I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. I definitely missed a lot of the mechanics of World. Like, I didn't like that in Rise you have to spend like 5 minutes at the start of every hunt just running around picking up bugs to increase your stats. And I also didn't like that you just knew where the monster was from the get-go. I liked having to track them. And also being a mobile game, not mobile, being a portable game. The specs of the maps were all smaller and less. They felt a lot less beautiful than the world maps because they were made for lower end machines. So that's like a minor gripe. But yeah, main thing for me was just the running around and collecting all the stats before you fight the monster was just a pain in the ass. Just felt like a chore. But the gameplay itself was a lot of fun. Yeah, Monster Hunter's mainline and portable cycle. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah, the mainline cycle and portable game that isn't taken as seriously while they develop the next mainline game. Yeah, I understand that the portable games are it's where they sort of experiment with new things to figure out what does and doesn't work. But yeah, I must say, while I'm traditionally like most of my Monster Hunter World playthrough was Lance and Hammer, I did a little bit of heavy bowgun in Monster Hunter World, and then Monster Hunter Rise, I was pretty much exclusively heavy bowgun. And heavy bowgun is probably the most fun I have had playing Monster Hunter, because it's just like, you are such a fat piece of shit. So it's the whole gameplay cycle of heavy bowgun is trying to find an angle to sit at to shoot the monster, and then it like stops hitting your friend and turns to face you, and it's just like instant screaming and diving out of the way as it tries to fuck you up while you just try to like fight for your life until you can get another angle. Gotta run for a bit, be back soon. Righto, I'll catch you later, mate. Right, heavy bowgun in Monster Hunter. What's Monster Hunter GU? And that has hunting style and valor. HBG is probably the most. Oh, heavy railgun's probably the most broken thing outside of Frontier. Right. Yeah, I don't know. Gen alt. I see. Yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy the heavy bowgun because you feel so vulnerable. Just as this fat piece of shit who takes like 10 years to stow the gun and then like start sprinting so that you can dive out of the way of the monster. But just the amount of damage that you can deal when you get like a good wyvern snipe is fucking crazy. Got your friends to try out the beta for Wilds to see if they want to buy the game. You've got at least one hooked. Yeah, I am going to go all in on Wilds when it comes out. Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. People that made Outer Wilds need to hurry up and make a new studio. Oh yeah, because they had all that shit happen, didn't they? DLC was great, but you earned for more games. I didn't end up playing the DLC. Yeah, I need to go and play the DLC at some point. And a perma changed something in the contracts. 100% of the employees walked out together. And good on them. They like stick it to the man. Fuck them. Much more puzzles, but very cool. The extra instrument in the end is a boop too. Oh, right. Yeah, because it happens midway through the game, doesn't it? It's like additional content before you close the loop. That much I know. So it would be an extra instrument. Interesting. Backwards, you missed. Did Technic narrow down my location? No, Technic has not found me yet. But I do stand by the fact that I have probably accidentally leaked enough information about my life over the course of streaming that it probably is possible to narrow down my location. elbow is quite sore. I've been leaning on it quite hard. I think my chair is set up a bit too high. 1 second. I'm not sure if you can see, but it's dented quite a lot. No, the angle's not quite right. Huge dent on my elbow from leaning on it really hard. Ow, it's bruised. My elbow hurts. Okay, I'll drop my chair down a little bit. Okay, this is probably a little bit better. I don't know how much better it'll be, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna need to get some more paint because what I'm working with now is very, very thin. Yeah, this is not covering at all. 1 sec. I'll shoot you late. Welcome, Noah. How you going? Thoughts on the new Angron Mini? I haven't seen it. Is it a 30k Angron? Because there's already a really good 40k Angron. Yeah, 30k. Ah, okay, okay. So I'm guessing he's just slightly less of a roided out, massive demonic muscle. Instead, he's just a relatively roided out, massive demonic muscle. More gritty, less muscly. Right, right, right. Giveaway when? 10 days later than it was previously planned to be. Need a TM? I'd need to consult the spreadsheet. Giveaway when TM? I think, well, there's going to be another addition to the plus 10 field, so it's probably a little while away, I would say. This gun's coming along nicely. So the remaining red bits, we'll probably want to do in our gold. This panel here, I'm going to need to do something with it. I think what we'll do is copper. Also, we'll do bronze, and then silver, then gold. Actually, I think that blends in too much. Should we have gone silver? Yeah, I think we'll go lead belcher for the outer ring, and then Runelord brass for the middle ring, and then have our Ashut copper for the inner ring. of Diddy. Is that right? Back again. Welcome back, Ollie. Working on skin tones with random Dominion hobgrots. Yeah, I really need to do work on skin tones. That's like, I mentioned yesterday that I've like printed out an anime figure. I'm going to be doing skin tones there at least with my airbrush, but that's on a much larger figure, so I'm not worried about shading as much there because it's large enough that natural light will shade it for me. And the average 3 to 4 streams a week plus the 10-day rule was started about 5 weeks ago. No less than 20 times being the average number of times. Or 20 times X being the average Noah asks for giveaway. The giveaway is a while away. 20x times 10. You love muscular minis because it's super fun to paint skin on. Oh yeah, for sure. Like that's why I really enjoyed. I said this yesterday as well, but I really liked doing the skin on my rat ogres because it was just like getting that sort of getting the way the skin changes color based on the shape of the bulges was a lot of fun. Like I really enjoyed this. This is one of my favorite minis to date. Get a Custodes model? I don't think I will, Noah. Why don't you get a Custodes model? Oh, wait! You can't! I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Stop making fun of Noah for being poor. Beat you to it? You already got 16? Well then why don't you paint them, Noah, huh? Stop asking for money. Stop asking for giveaways. Not your fault you're a kid, and not my fault that I'm not giving you free shit. Already did paint them. Ah, oh, that's a shame. So what are you painting at the moment then? Actually, it is your fault. And nothing. Ooh. He's left with nothing to paint. That's unfortunate, Noah. I'll get a 3D printer and you can have all the minis you want. Rebellion. He can't afford minis. I don't think he can afford a 3D printer. That's like someone complaining about how they can't afford the public transport to get to work, and then you're just like, just get a car, then you don't have to take the bus. So much water on this part here that I'm trying to paint. Quite annoying. Having to like soak it up with the dry brush so that I can redo it. Yeah, this should be good now. That's better. I believe, why don't you donate? Because if he donates to you, he's taking away your, that's taking away agency from you. He believes that you can do this yourself. He believes in your ability to provide for yourself. If he donates to you, then he's taking away your, like, it's denying you a growth opportunity. Hey. You've been working since you were 13. If you could scrounge together money, you absolutely can as well. I mean, labor laws have almost certainly changed since then, though. At least in terms of actual employment, that's not possible anymore at his age. (2008) wasn't that long ago? I mean, 2008 was 17 years ago. (16? Is it 16? No, it's 2025. Oi! Don't you try to gaslight me. might swap over to a smaller brush for these gold details here, so that I don't make a mess. Two 2008 feels like an eternity ago. It's fucked up. Because for me, it's like, for me, 2007 feels so recent. And then it's like, oh, hang on, it is absolutely not. Art challenge now, I guess who's filled even more contrast paint. How do you do this, mate? Like, I relatively often manage to get wet paint on my hands. I do not knock over pots. Wow, wow. No, I go feature models. That's fucked up. This time the GW pot's fucked you. Close to the lid, shaked it, and the lid fucking popped open. Hang on. You did that. So you shook it. You were holding it like this when you were shaking it. So the lid just popped open and sprayed everywhere. Just sent it flying. Why don't you hold it like this when you shake it? Hold it with your thumb on the lid. Why would you hold it like this? That is so dumb. No way. There you were like that, but it still popped open. How does it pop open if your thumb is on it? I don't believe you. You don't normally force the lid down too when pressing hard. Oh, okay, so you just didn't close it completely? Like it was still, like the lip was open still or something? Okay, because I got the image of you holding it with your thumb not on the lid and shaking it and the lid popping open and then you just throwing it across the room. Not the whole pot, but just like throwing the contents. Lip was closed but had paint in the back like all pots. Right. It opened up literally as you finished shaking and went all over your hand. Nice. That's awesome. $100 for a paint shaker, damn. Yeah, I mean, you got 2 paint shakers right here. I ignored what you said. What did you say when? You lied about finishing the orcs, didn't prime them. You just primed one and you're painting it. Oh, nice. Got the Neurotyrant brain done. Think the green looks okay, but you won't be able to tell until you do the cut and highlights. I'm sure it looks really good. Like green glow is always nice. Based in Red Green, then did high bits in Caliban. Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, if you really want to push it, you can otherwise, you can paint the super blight bits in white paint and then striking scorpion green contrast over that, because that's a really like strong light green that you can hit it with. Reckon you'll leave it as is, don't want to push it too much, keep it in the realm of bioluminescence. Yeah, that's fair enough. So I gotta say, you were right, being buzzed is so much better. What do you mean? What do you mean you're being buzzed? Are you currently slightly tipsy? Oh, no, being buzzed is in haircut. Right, okay, I'm back with you. I'm with you. Still in disbelief because you have a mini to paint right now. I'm proud of you, Noah. Mate, this is character development. Ted for his Valentine's. You're alone with whiskey. Technic, we're all here together on Valentine's. This is the this is a Valentine's sausage fest. It's the boys gathered around painting Warhammer on Valentine's Day. Let's go. Started drinking last night at 1 AM while on a call with your friends grinding Warframe. Good times. Yeah, I haven't touched Warframe in a long time. I feel like I think it's been a long time since I've grinded any game, I think. Last thing that I really grinded was Destiny 2. Giveaway when? I think... probably at least another 10 days later, Noah. This is the song of sons and daughters. I don't know the lyrics. That is a banger song. I don't play Warframe, but that song goes hard. Why is the stream lagging? If I were to answer your question, Noah, by saying that I live in Australia, would that be sufficient? YouTube just ended the stream for you. I see. Is it back? Are we here? If it's YouTube killing it on that end, then surely it's not my fault, right? Okay. It's coming along nicely. What did you miss? Not a whole lot, Bob. Welcome back. My god, Noah has models. Oh yeah, I guess that is a big thing to miss. Noah has models, by the way. We need to shower him in praise. Sorry, you napped a bit? No, that's all good, mate. That caused you to miss Noah getting models and my stream breaking again. No, but look, I think that the stream breaking this time wasn't my fault because it was killed on YouTube's end because my connection was still fine. Because if it's on my end, then it would just be lagging and stuttering. It wouldn't kill the feed. So I'm accepting no responsibility for that one. Man, this has taken me a lot longer than I was expecting it to take. Just doing this gun. Like, holy moly. Almost 3 hours on this gun alone. Okay, I think that's all the little details for the gun part of the arm done. Oh, man, hang on. Need a stretch. How's this looking? Pair these bits together. Yeah, I'm liking it. Add some visual distinction. Yeah, I think that's good. And when we get our shades on, like when we get our washes and that sort of thing on it, I think it'll look good. I'll keep this shield like that though. But yeah, coming along nicely. One moment, I'm just gonna quickly go and fill up my glass of water. I will be right back. One sec. Hey. Okay, so what's left for the metallics on this arm? It'll be that little bit there. I want to do in gold, and then it'll be doing the little reticles here. First things first, we'll start off with, I thought you came back in the stream and ended. No, I was just getting a glass of water. But yeah, just a heads up ahead of time that today probably won't be the longest stream. It'll probably be shorter than some of our other streams, just because I've got a lot of stuff that I do need to do today as well. We'll see how much progress we can make though in the short, like in the time that we have. 3.5 hours instead of 4? Probably, yeah. Glad you made the decision to go out then. Well, I hope you will find yourself a nice lady, Gavin. Hope you enjoy your evening when you go out. Really hope you find a slut, okay. Well, I hope you find an individual with whom you are happy. Far too autistic to go to clubs. Same. I have never gone to a club before. I don't know, I got things to do. I got video games to play and minis to paint. I don't got time for that. If you want to come back to my place and look at Warhammer while my mother yells slurs, that's awesome. That is an ideal date experience. Never been to a club? I would be concerned if you had, Noah. I'm not gonna lie. It would be more concerning if you had been to a club. Used to go clubbing all the time when you were younger. Sadly, DC scene is dead. Yeah, I don't know. I've just never really seen the appeal in it. It's just like, oh, okay. It just seems like an expensive way to spend your night, and you're not going to be happy the next day. The goth/industrial scene was not quite what you're probably acquainted with. Right, okay. Yeah. Now, I have not been clubbing before, but yeah, my views on clubbing are entirely shaped by what I've heard from my friends, and it just seems like I don't know, it just seems like you just go out and it's just everyone is fucking smashed. Just like there's people trying to spike drinks. And it's just like why would you subject yourself to this? Like you're just of your own volition going into a PvP enabled zone. Like why? Because humans are wired to fuck. Yeah, but like, no, but it's like it just seems so fucking dangerous. Like I don't know why you would choose to go to a PvP zone. You got to body slam a drunk dude in self-defense. I don't that you got to body slam a drunk dude or you had to body slam a drunk dude? Because I feel like like that's always fun. I don't think I will ever understand. It really has been drilled into your generation. Said the world is an awful, scary place. No, this isn't even like I've been told like don't go to the club. This is just like I'm like I don't know why I want to. Like, it just doesn't seem like fun. Drinking at home with your friends is just infinitely better. Yeah, like I very much enjoy like a boys around party where it's just like yeah, all the boys just we go to we pick a house and we're just there chilling, just drinking, playing games. That's fun for me. I enjoy that. About being out with your friends. Yeah, but I mean, you could be like, you can still hang out with your friends at someone's house, and then the drinks don't cost like 10 times as much, and you're not having to worry about people getting their drinks spiked or just running into a meth head. Like, I can see the appeal of it being like an adventure. But I'd rather hang out with my friends than go on an adventure. Just gonna assume I'm hetero, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I mean, I'm on the path to wizardry, so haven't really experimented in either direction, but I would say I'm probably leaning hetero. Where are you gonna meet women if you don't go out? No, but you see, Gavin, if I go out, then I'm forfeiting the path to wizardry. I can't become a wizard unless I remain a virgin till 30. One of the men who kind of hopes a nerd falls into your lap at home. Yeah, I mean, that's like the thing for me. In all honesty, it's more just like, I don't know, I've never really been all that interested in a relationship. I don't know. Like, I can see the appeal in it, but I'm not like, I've never been like, man, I really need a girlfriend. Oh man, like, it's never really been like that for me. It's just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Like, if I happen to meet someone, then that's awesome. But I'm not gonna be, I'm not like going out of my way to try to meet people. And with calling is you have a health issue that makes it so that you can't go. Right, okay. That looking good. Yeah, thanks, Hobby Collab. I was not expecting to spend 3 hours working on just the metallics on this arm. But look, it is what it is. Historically speaking, women have just kind of approached you. Oh, look at Mr. Popular. Meh, 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 meh. Am I painting both guns and magnetizing? May have missed it. Giant burst cannon is so cool too. No. So I'm not painting both guns, and I got 2 copies of the Christmas Battle Force box, so I have a second Riptide in like on hand that I will probably build with the other gun, just for the variety. But yeah, I'm not too fussed about magnetizing the models. It's just whatever looks cooler for me is what I like to build. I think that's those sections good, and we'll have to come back and redo the reds on the little lights here. But I think as far as that section, that's pretty cool. So I've got to find some other metallics to do now. So for the body. Where are we? Damn, okay. Oh, okay, I remember now. Last time I was working the metallics, I was doing the legs. So, let's set this aside, and we'll finish the metallics on the legs first. I think we completely finished the metallic detailing for this leg and started doing the waist, and then we're going to go back down the other leg. Yep, that's what we're up to. I remember now, I remember. Really buy orcs, they're fun to paint. Look, I like orcs as far as lore goes. I think they're funny guys. They're very cool. But I don't know, they're just not really... I don't really have any interest in them in terms of the minis. Just try them, you'll change your mind. I don't think I will, Noah. I think I've got plenty enough minis as is. If I want the fun to paint minis, I've got my Tyranids. I didn't even do all of the bits here. I completely missed this bit of this leg. Can't be ignoring these tiny details that no one's ever going to notice. It's not on. I'll show you that color scheme. Low-key looks like corn. Hey, is that intentional? No, Timo, this is Farside Enclaves. Who, to be fair, I mean, the leader of the Farside Enclaves, Commander Farside, is, Korn does want him. But no, this is, yeah, this is not overtly a corn-themed thing. This is an actual scheme. I did not come up with this one. He's red, I know. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Korn is quite keen on getting Commander Farsight, so it could be a Cornate scheme. Farsight isn't dumb enough to fold a Corn. Yeah, Farsight is too much of the best guy ever to fold a Corn. Also, the fact that he's a Tau makes it quite hard for it to happen in the first place. Because Korn basically can't even see him. Like trying to find a single ant in the garden. His soul is just too small. How come? Basically, Tau, since Tau are very young as a species, their souls have not grown. Like their technology developed a lot faster, or progressed a lot faster than, basically their technological progress was so unbelievably fast that their psionic abilities are pretty much non-existent. Or sorry, not psionic. Their psychic abilities are pretty much non-existent because they're a very young species. Their souls in the presence of their souls in the warp is tiny. So yeah, since they have almost like no, as Bob just said, Tau have almost no soul signature, so demons can barely sense them because they're a very young race. So yeah, they're chilling in terms of like most encounters with demons. Demons can barely see them. He can see him because of the chaotic or the chaos relic blade he uses. Right, okay, that would make sense. But yeah, that's like also that's the reason why the Tau don't really have psychers. Is wait, are ethereal psychers or are they just freaks? I don't know anything about ethereals. Demon blade that Farsight can use with almost no downside. Yeah, because he has like no warp presence. And it lets him bypass the Tau lifespan issue. Because Tau by default live for like 30 to like, is it like 30 or 40 years? But because it's like a vampiric blade, he just he's chilling. Don't they have a unit in Dawn of War 1 which is a mage? Yeah, that's the ethereal that I'm thinking of, but I'm not sure if the ethereals are actually psychers or if it's some other shit. Because I remember in Dawn of War 1, one of the ethereal's abilities was it creates a hologram of itself. That's not exactly a psychic thing, that's like a tech thing. It's unknown if ethereals are psychers? Right, okay. Basically, the corn is like an ant using a greatsword. Yeah, and I mean, if I saw an ant in my garden wielding a full-sized greatsword, I'd be like, I want that ant. But Google said ethereals are more like spiritual leaders. Yeah, I don't like... In my knowledge, I don't think there's any examples of them actually using magic. But it is entirely possible that they are psychers, because like the ethereals are also just kind of like really... There's not much known about ethereals, because there's like the other casts had already existed, like Earthcast, Watercast, Firecast. They had already existed. Oh, and Aircast. Like they had all existed already. But then it was just like the ethereals just showed up out of nowhere and united all of them. They have a means of mind control, as revealed by Sun Sha, but the Imperium doesn't know about it. Oh, as revealed by On Sha. The Imperium doesn't know what it is. Yeah. But yeah, so it is entirely possible that they are actually psychers, but not much is known about the ethereals. Take care, everyone. See you soon. Righto, I will catch you later, Gavin. Enjoy your night. Theories include pheromones or nanites used to mind control. Yeah, that would fit with the Tau. That would make sense. And then you avoid the Psyker issue. But yeah, once I finish the Riptide, I think the next battlesuit that I want to build is a Ghost Keel. They're so cool. Ghost Keels are decent on tabletop as well. Oh, nice. Just like the lore of them is so cool. How they're just like this, they're just like this fucked up sensory nightmare. Is it here? I'm booting my computer up. Just lost power. Okay, I think we're here. Yeah, sorry about that. I just lost power. So that's probably a good time to call it here anyway. I see most people have already ducked out anyway, but anyway, I'm just gonna call it here for the day. Thanks for hopping by, everybody. I've got other stuff I need to do now anyway, but I'll catch you all later. I'll put out the what's it called? Stream schedule for next week, probably the next 12 hours or so. And then, yeah, I'll catch you guys all later. But yeah, anyway, hey, yeah, hey Bob, sorry, lost power, but I'm gonna call the stream anyway. But yeah, I'll catch you guys all later. Bye-bye.